sometimes revitalized, but some people are forcing the refineries to die. Also, Rivers and Akwa Ibom, for instance, can build a Dangote's kind of refinery or partner some of the multinationals to build a brand new refinery. Better still, if Edo State government could build 2 modular refineries, Rivers State government has the capability to build 4 functional modular refineries in the state. People should learn to mount pressure on their respective governments, and we shall see rapid socio-economic transformation at the state levels. Emi Fiaga, thank you. I saw this on Facebook as well. But then I have a question for you. Edo State had built theirs, for some time now. Why is it yet operational? That's the question. Why is it yet operational? And this one says the refineries is another means of the various government looting the treasury of the country for their personal gain and doing nothing to put the refineries in order. Just check the amount they claim they have spent so far. It is well, like Ezekiel Isaiah with that one. So, from your analysis, my dear presenters, it's clear that past leaders intentionally decided not to revive the refinery so that Nigeria will continue to suffer unnecessarily. I hope Tinubu will not fail us as well. Jackson from Aba. All right, thank you very much. It's time for me now to go to the next conversation, which is that Rivers State is a Christian state. I didn't say it. No, far from it. I didn't say it. But I'll tell you what I think, or I'll present something to you in a bit, not what I think, because I try not to think about my personal opinion before I come on the show. And it works, so I'm not on any side, when I come on the show. But let's go to the 6 o'clock bulletin for today, 6 a.m. bulletin, where we reported that the Rivers State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, reiterated that Rivers State is a Christian state. His comment comes after former Niger Delta agitator Asari Dokubo yesterday asked the governor to retract his tweet that Rivers State is a Christian state and will remain strong in Christian values. Speaking when the leadership of the Christian Association of Nigeria paid him a visit at the government house in Port Harcourt yesterday, Governor Fubara said it does not owe anyone an apology for his comments. Let's take a listen.
People are talking about the dredging of Orashi River.
Okay, I think that's a wrong soundbite, so just give me a minute. I'm going to look for it now. Okay, I don't think I have the right soundbite. But he went ahead to say, the report went ahead to say Governor Fubara also assured that his administration will only embark on people-oriented projects.
We didn't make any mistake when we declared that our Christian value will be upheld. And this is just a start of it. We do not owe anybody any apology. We are a Christian state. When we started our journey, Khan was there. You stood with us in your prayers before, during, and after the election. We can't survive without your prayers. We can't survive without partnering with you.
All right, so that's the voice of the governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, His Excellency. And he said he owes nobody an apology. And Rivers State is a Christian state, and the values are Christian values. However, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria does not agree with that statement. As a matter of fact, the Constitution of Nigeria says that the country or the 36 states cannot adopt one religion. Because if it does adopt a religion, it does not allow the other religions a free right of expression. And it's in that Constitution that everybody has got the right of expression, the right of association, and the right to practice whatever religion. Now, in Nigeria, there are 2 major religions. The 2 major religions, Islam and Christianity. And the population of these religions is about 90% of the entire Nigerian population. And so we've got the indigenous religions that take up about 10% of the Nigerian population. The north is predominantly Muslims. The south is predominantly Christians. You also would remember that in 2019, in about 2 or 3 occasions, the former governor, Nyesom Wike, His Excellency, said Rivers State is a Christian state, and then he followed up and said, I'm not going to apologize for my statement. Of course, that statement caused a lot of, what's it called now, back and forth. People said this, people said that, And given that Nigeria is in a situation where we are talking about unity, one would have, imagined that there will be more tolerance in terms of religion, ethnicity, or even political affiliations. Also, when you come to the South, River State to be precise, it is believed, because there are no available statistics or data, it is believed that River State is predominantly Christian. However, we've got Muslims living in River State, we've got traditionalists living in River State, and one would wonder, should we then say that River State is a Christian state, given that the minority, which in the state, of course, would be the other religions, also have a right of expression? Now, talking about minority, when the Niger Delta is making an argument in the national discourse, the Niger Delta will say, yes, we are minority, and that's why we have been marginalized. The Southeast, who is not even a minority, because when you look at it, there are 3 major languages, Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba. That's what they said, not me. Even them will also tell you they're marginalized, and they are now treated like a minority. So that means in different spheres of life, the minority is always eager to be heard. And now to make a statement as bold as that might also mean that you are, looking at it from that angle. You're not looking in the direction of the minority few or the few in that society. However, my focus will be on the Constitution that says that a state shall not adopt any religion as state religion. So do you agree with the governor? This is a very simple question. Do you agree with the governor? Maybe that should not even be the question, because that would be leading. That would be leading you to answer in a particular way. And knowing that a lot of you are very low on tolerance when it comes to religion, I already know what your answers will be. But I think the question should be, how much religious tolerability do we have in Nigeria? Because whether you like it or not, such conversations are also being done in the northern part of the country. Yeah, there are conversations like that. But should it be coming from the states? Like I said, the current governor is not the first person to have said it in that official position. The former governor did say it. And maybe it's becoming the belief system. But where's the line? Where's the line between the states and religion? Because, like I said earlier, everybody has got a right to believe in what he believes or what she believes. But where do you draw the line in your personal belief and in your capacity as a public office holder? Do we, when we get into public offices, separate our personal goals and aspirations and wants? Do we separate them against what that office entails and what that office do? These are some of the issues that I want to try to get time. That's why we have these conversations, so we can hear the different sides of the arguments. And yet again, what is your religious tolerance like? Where is that line between being in a public office and your personal creed, your personal belief system? 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. Those are the numbers to call. Remember, the conversation is focused on the law that no state or the state shall not adopt a religion as state religion. Now, what does that mean? When you say state religion, it is believed that that is the official religion of the state. And so when you say River State is a Christian state, that is what it means. This is in no means to abuse anybody. Yet again, we're talking for development, and I want to hear your thoughts. I've got Braid, and Braid is calling from Diob. Let's listen to Braid quickly before the commercial break. Braid, good evening
to you. Good evening, once again, Kalada.
Welcome.
Yes, the governor of the state, Joseph Simelai Sobara, says it's a Christian state. I don't think it's wrong. In this case, I'm on the same page with him.
Okay.
Because if you look at River State, it's predominantly Christian people that are residing on the state. And even the Mujahid, Ansari Dokbo, before he became a Muslim, he was a Christian and he was a Baptist, which I know fully well.
So, Braid, your argument is that it is a Christian state because it is predominantly Christian.
Yeah, it's predominantly Christian. Even the Mujahid Ansari Dokbo himself was a Christian before he
Braid, are you a Nigerian?
I'm a Nigerian.
Is your race predominantly the race in Nigeria?
No, right now we are talking about River State.
But I agree. But okay, let's even come to River State now. Is your race the predominant race in River State?
Absolutely.
All right. Absolutely. I'm not going to go into the argument with you, but it's fine. Go ahead quickly, please.
Even the Mujahid Ansari Dokbo was a Baptist with me. We are all in Baptist.
Okay.
Before he moved to Muslim, and I will also put to him that majority that are working with him is Christians.
But does predominantly, I'm trying to use your terms now, does predominantly now mean that it has become a Christian state? That's what I'm saying.
When I said predominantly, it means, let me say River State has about 3.5 million people. And when you can find about 3 million Christian, so it's predominantly Christian state.
Okay. I've not argued with what I know what predominantly means, but I'm saying, does that now make it a Christian state? Because predominantly, that's the question I'm asking.
Okay. Absolutely.
Okay. All right then.
Where you have 100 people and 3 people are different, and you're telling me that it's a Muslim state. It's not a Muslim state now. It's not an Hindu state. It's a Christian state.
All right then.
No, we shouldn't share for that.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Braid. How do I do this now? I've got a commercial break coming up. I would not be able to take the calls that I have before me, but let's try. Robin from HA, you've got 1 minute. Quickly, please.
Okay, I'll round it up. Kalada, have a nice, pleasant, happy weekend.
All right, then.
You see, I'm not discussing the previous caller or any thought anybody holds. This is my thinking. The Constitution provides freedom of worship, freedom of religion. Quickly. Freedom to hold your thought. Freedom of your conscience is there in the Constitution.
Okay.
And when you pronounce in a state, you hold sway as a governor. I begin to say River State is a Christian state. That is a black statement.
All right then. All right, thank you.
And that is not right by my thinking, because we have had a chairman of a local government area who is a traditional worshipper. And now that is.
All right, thank you very much, Robin. I've got to go. All right, that's a good angle to the conversation. But when I come back, I'll take some more calls. Just stay tuned. The commercial break up next. I'd have to go for the news headline. I have to bring you the news headline. So I'm just going to quickly run through the messages. This one says the truth is that Rivers State is a Christian state. No matter the angle we want to look at it, there are many states that you can express your belief, but not so in Rivers State, even if it's a Christian state. Other religions are allowed to operate, Ezekiel, Isaiah. But if you say other religions are allowed to operate, how is it then a Christian state? That's where... Okay, more messages are coming in. This one says... good evening, Canada. Okay, I have to go through this message to... He said, good evening, Canada. The governor should focus on governance. He should apply diplomacy in his speeches. Do we have an official church, or do we have an official bishop or something? What about others who are not Christians? Are they not Rivers Indians? This is what we're trying to prevent in other northern states, that Sharia laws shouldn't be adopted in a state that has all sorts of people. Jesus Christ didn't ask anywhere that we force our religion on others. We need to know that it wouldn't change anything if we do not do the right thing. David Bette. David, thank you very much. Can I read one more message? This one says, Canada, the governor is 100% correct on the position that Rivers State is a Christian state. Take the stoning of a girl in Sokoto State last. Yeah, I believe you wanted to say it was because Sokoto State is a Muslim state and the girl was propagating another name not known to Muslim. I do not agree with you. Sokoto State is not a Muslim state. It's a Nigerian state. But when I come back, because it is the bottom of the hour, and I have to bring you the news headline. When I come back, I'll take your calls and I'll read more messages, I promise you. For now, stay tuned. All right, it's time for me to take your calls. Friday edition of Hard Facts, 92.3 Nigeria Info. I am Kala Dakaru Batbo. And yes, I've been your anchor. And I'm asking the question, what is the religious tolerance level of people in Rivers State? And that's the question I'm asking. What is the religious tolerance level of people in Rivers State? I'm live on Facebook. You can drop your comments there. Nigeria Info PH, active on Twitter, Nigeria Info PH, and live on YouTube, Nigeria Info PH. All right, let's see. More messages pouring in. More messages. Greetings, Canada. in order for society to be habitable and conducive, the state usually enacts laws to prohibit anti-social wrong or unlawful and criminal conduct, so that there will be peace for everyone to go about his or her livelihood, and so that society can progress. On this ground, Section 10 of the 1999 Constitution, as amended, prohibits the federal government or any state government from adopting any religion as state religion, meaning Nigeria or any of our state must be regarded and seen as a secular state. That's the word I've been looking for. Therefore, tagging River State or any state of the Federation as Christian or Muslim state is an unlawful conduct and could precipitate further division and possible crisis in the state. Besides, Christianity is a prototype of the life of Christ, and by evidentiality, River State is one of the most corrupt states of the Federation, really now, where accountability, transparency, honesty, love, and righteousness is lacking at the various markets, streets, communities, in government, and even at the religious centers. So tagging River State as Christian state is a mockery of Christianity and Christ, Governor. The governor should not present himself as a deviant public servant. Emi Fiaga with that one. All right, time to take calls. 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. Keep pouring those messages into my inbox or into the station's inbox. 0809 0306416 is the number to send your messages. All right. While I'm waiting for the calls, this one says, good evening, Kalada. I agreed with the governor that River State is a Christian state, and as such I will advise Asari Dokubo to be very careful with his language concerning that statement, because he's not the governor of the state or a lawyer to oppose it, I believe he meant. I do also believe that the Constitution also gave the governor power to make statement concerning his state. Valentine from Abonima. Valentine, yes, the governor is the one in charge of the state, but not. It cannot go against the Constitution. Any which ways. Dakuku from Iche. Hello, Dakuku. Are you there? All right. Clinton from Bori. Clinton, welcome.
Yeah, good evening, Kalada.
Yeah, welcome, Clinton.
Yeah, I actually think there's nothing wrong with saying Rivers is a Christian state, but how he said it and where he said it. He's the governor of Rivers State. Okay. And I believe that he said that when the leadership of Khan visited him. Okay. So what if the leadership of the Muslims visited the state? Will he come out and tell them that Rivers is a Christian state? How would they feel? I believe that he was not in the right place to say that. He should have said that he should address the Christians based on the fact that he's a Christian, not that Rivers is a Christian state. So the way he said it was wrong. Then secondly, what is actually Christianity? Christianity is living like Christ. Christ being like Christ. So are we actually living like Christ in River State? Are we actually doing things the right way in River? So I think if saying Rivers is a Christian state, it's really wrong to humanity. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Clinton. Daniel from Imo Gate. Daniel, welcome. Daniel from Imo Gate, good evening to you.
Good evening, Kalada.
Yeah, welcome, Daniel.
Can Adian contribute?
Oh, of course. You're my neighbor. You're my neighbor. Welcome then.
Okay. Well, all I know is that somebody can say any state is Christian, or maybe some of the states where majority of the people there is Islamic worshippers. They can as well say they are Islamic states. Nigeria is a secular state. I mean the entire Nigeria. And even though a secular state, one can say Nigeria is a Christian state based on this now. In Saudi Arabia, they observe their weekly holidays on Fridays, Saturdays. Even Turkey, that used to be a Christian state, they turn to Islamic state. They observe their weekends, that is holidays, on Fridays or Saturdays. But here in Nigeria, we observe our own on Saturdays and Sundays, which means if one even say that Nigeria is a Christian state, that person is not wrong.
So okay,
but we know that here is a Christian.
Daniel, let's go by your analogy. In America and UK, they are secular countries, they are secular states, and they observe their holidays Saturday and Sunday. So how do you make that argument now, please?
Of course, these are the people that colonized Nigeria, and this is the reason why I say Nigeria is a Christian state. And this is the reason why when some people say that some of our leaders want to Islamize us, I don't agree with them. Until we begin to observe our holidays on Fridays, I will now know that Nigeria is a Muslim state.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Dixon from Ogogoro. Dixon, greetings to you. What's on your mind?
Kalala.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
This statement made by the governor said River State is a Christian state. For me, it's not right. Because so many callers.
Are you not a Christian?
I'm a Christian. I'm from Bayelsa. I'm a Christian.
So if you're a Christian, why do you think are you not in River State?
It doesn't mean if I'm a Christian. Doesn't mean where I from or my own state become a Christian state. No matter the majority are Christians in that state. Because if I want to judge according to that statement, that because of majority in River State are Christians, so that state become a Christian state automatically. It's wrong. For my own reasoning,
okay.
I want to give reason one. Because if you want to give the first example, Nigeria now, the majority in Nigeria, I believe they are not Christians. They are Muslims.
According to statistics, yes, Muslims. We have more Muslims than Christians. Yeah.
So if any Hausa man or any Muslim, for example, now the president and the vice president, I don't think they are Christians. Now, if President Tinubu wake up one day and say Nigeria is a Muslim state, I don't think we that say Nigeria River State is a Christian state will be happy with that statement. You understand me?
Yeah.
So a leader like that, as a governor, begin to stand up, begin to talk like somebody that is not reasoning normally.
No, Dixon, that's not the
way.
Okay,
I'm sorry for that. I withdraw that statement.
Thank you very
much. Yes, I'm sorry for that.
All right then.
So if we are making a statement, we should be very, very careful by this our statement that we are making. Even though you have just settlement in you, imagine a politician making a statement and you are trying to contest to be a president, to be a president in the country, and you are making which Muslim will vote you in?
All right then.
Imagine.
All right, thank you very much, Dixon. Dixon, you're getting very emotional about the conversation. I've got to let you go. Nimi from Elikaya, welcome. What's your take, Nimi?
Good evening.
Good evening.
This is a very sensitive topic.
Of course, I know it is. I know.
And there are two sides to it. We can, either not talk about it or pretend we're talking about it, gloss over the issues, and then allow the politicians to keep exploiting it.
Okay.
To divide us and ruin us.
Okay.
On the other side, we can talk about it, and then it seems as though you're trying to stoke crisis. When we say these things for what they are. Okay, let me be quick about it. Governor Singh Fubara saying River State Christian state. Now we have a constitution, the Federal Republic of Nigeria. By constitution, the entire Nigeria is secular in religion.
Okay.
But then there is something called theory and practice. So in theory, we are secular.
But in practice?
Not so. So, if in the South here, there's one thing about life is that a lot of communal reflections. If someone does something, you're tempted to do yours. So, if, for example, you're hearing, for those who have lived in the North, or you're reading on the newspapers and all of that, you have, Hisba, for example. They move around, moving around multiple states, enforcing Sharia law. Now we have a lot of statements that come out from that side. In fact, there's a recent one now causing lots of crisis and contention. And it seems that nothing happens when the statements are made.
All right.
In fact, all the makers of this decision statement gain promotion politically. We had the recent saga of the Deborah crisis, where the perpetrator of this crime, they seem shielded
Were they shielded? Nimi, were they shielded?
Yes.
Because I remember the police arrested them and they were taken to court. Were they shielded, really? Let's say it as it is.
You said?
Can you hear me now? I said, were they really shielded? Because I remember the perpetrators were arrested and they were in court at some point. So were they shielded, really? Really?
What has been the outcome of the case? It has been a very long time.
Of course, it's how the Nigerian judiciary system is. I mean, sometimes cases take very long.
You know,
the pastor was recently the pastor was recently sentenced to death. That case has been on for a while.
Yes.
I mean, it's been a while. So, I mean,
yes, that's true. But then political watchers will say that most of the time, you know, these people get shielded by high entities.
And I agree.
In
most
that
of
part.
the time. Most of the time. Yeah.
I remember the case of the woman who was abducted from Bayelsa by a man, a young lady underage that was taking the hand that was the house from an emir. The second of our time, what I'm saying is that this thing is not something that a state can solve until we implement true justice and fairness across board. If we are secular, we are secular. You know, nobody practicing Sharia, nobody practicing Christian, everybody is free. Because if one person feels okay, these people are doing it. But reaction on the other hand.
Nimi, one more. I have to let you go, but I have to, make a debate with you now. Do you know that lawyers argue that the Sharia, right? It's not necessarily religion, but it's like, what do you call it now? The customary courts that we have down here in the south, right? Custom, Sharia, custom. I don't know if I'm making sense to you now. So it's not necessarily religion.
You're making sense, and I understand. But let me say something.
Yeah.
We talk about minority in those times. What are the odds that everybody, in this predominantly, this part where we have this Sharia law, to come to those customary laws? There are several, tribes in the north. Several belief systems, some Christian, some practice their traditional beliefs. So what are the odds that these people actually
but that's what I'm trying to say. So it's not compulsory you must get to a Sharia court, and that's the truth. So
and then we have then we have something like maybe Hizbah, that goes around. If you drink alcohol, they destroy it. They are always putting videos. I don't think it's constitutional.
No, not at all. No, of course not. They're not. We've talked about those things as well. Not at all. They're not. They're not. But thank you. Thank you, Nimi. I've got to let you go. I'm sorry. But nice conversation yet again. I've got Promise, and he's been waiting, and he's been calling from remote. Oh, it's even disconnected there. So I'm going to stop taking calls for now. I'm going to start reading the messages as I've been warned to. But whenever we talk about these things happening in the northern part of the country, we complain. But you see, I also intentionally decided not to give these statistics. But if you go on Google and you try to check and you type the religions in Nigeria, you would realize that the Muslim religion has got a higher percentage than any other religion in Nigeria. So if our argument then is that, because of predominance, then that religion becomes the religion of the state, can we then say that Nigeria is an Islamic state? Can we argue that? Hello? Can we argue that? Because yet again, I'm not the one who writes these data or statistics. As a matter of fact, I am a Christian. But the question is, okay, so just counted that I'm not a Christian, but I'll get to that message very shortly. But the question then is, if we then say predominance is the reason why Rivers State is a Christian state, then can we then argue that Nigeria is an Islam state or Islam nation? Think about it from that angle. I intentionally refused to give you. I only said two major. What did I even say? Two major religions, take 90% of our population. That's what I said. I intentionally refused. But if you Google it, you find out that Muslims are 50% of Nigerian population, Christians 40%, and 10% to the indigenous religions. All right, let's get to the messages now, please. I'm done talking. Let's see. Okay, from my previous. Yes, River State is a Christian state in bold letters. Nothing more, nothing less. Good evening, Canada. We don't need to pretend as if it's not known 95% of population in the state are Christians, just as the one in Zamfara state are Muslims. That is why River State is a Christian state and Zamfara a Muslim state. Anyone who does not like it should go and okay, can use that word on radio, Ima Otaka intro. But let's learn to have conversations without sentiments and emotions. Thank you. This one says, yes, in affirmation with the governor of River State, who's likely not to. Okay, I'm not going to read that part. Thank you. He said the office of the governor is saddled with lots of responsibilities, of which one of them is to unite and tolerate all religious beliefs. The governor shouldn't tow the path of former governors Wike and Erufai of Rivers and Kaduna State respectively. And yes, Erufai made a comment, I should say. And then he went ahead to say such a statement is grossly insensitive and very irresponsible to have come from the governor. He said the constitution frowns at it. My research shows that according to 2020 census, Muslims are over 85 million of the country's population, while the Christian race is pegged at 80 million. How would Christians feel if former President Buhari had declared Nigeria a Muslim country because they are more than Christians? National integration should always back our statements, especially in public offices. Charles Cottrell, thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's the much I can read from your messages. This one says, church going does not make you a Christian. You can be in occult or Ogboni and still hold position in churches and claim to be a Christian. So the high numbers of people in our churches do not make River State a Christian state. In God, nothing like Christian, Muslim, or traditional state. Big Ben. In God, you said, there is nothing like Christian, Muslim, or traditional state. Big Ben. All right, thank you very much. Lots of messages. I'm hoping I don't run out of breath. I totally agree with the governor. The River State is a Christian state because majority of our populace are Christians, and all the state functions are done in the church since the creation of the state, hence the governor's accession. Woike Odinaka. The pronouncement of the River State government that Rivers is a Christian state is wrong, even as Bible said, sin against. So how is this a sin against the Holy Spirit? He said, how many of them practice Christianity to call themselves Christians? Ola in Port Harcourt. All right, thank you. This one says, good evening, Canada. If Kano State governor said Kano State is a Muslim state, can anyone come out and oppose it? Christians don't love each other. That's why Asari can come out and say what he said. He's not a convert, but he's a Muslim, in case you do not know. And by the way, the former governor of Kaduna State made a statement, and we've seen Khan come out to say such a statement is wrong, that he should not be saying Kaduna is a Muslim state, because he said, it is reported that he said something in that direction, and Khan came out and kicked against it and said he's trying to divide Nigeria. As a matter of fact, I think the governor touched on that, and the governor replied and said, nobody's trying to Islamize anywhere. The former governor, I beg your pardon, the former governor of River State. So let's I don't know. Let's get it. Well, this one says the statement of the governor echoing former Governor Wike's assertion that River State is a Christian state is nothing but I can't read that word. Okay, but it's nothing but hypocrisy, because there are no traces of Christianity in their deeds and actions. It is not few months ago that prominent people in this government were led by Juju priest in broad daylight, invoking Juju at INEC office on a bar road. Did the state government arrest and prosecute them, since the very act is contrary to Section 20 of Section 210 of the Criminal Code Law of River State? No, they should stop the hypocrisy. Bene Opuoko town. Okay, I think I'm running out of time. Let's see. Can I read more? Good evening, Canada. The governor is right by saying that River State is a Christian state. We also know that recently former governor of Kaduna State said that Islam has dominated Kaduna, and very soon they will dominate Nigeria. So River State is a Christian state, and very soon we will dominate Nigeria. Christian values must be upheld. Thanks, Paulinus Lima from Alu, Port Harcourt. All right, thank you very much. Oh my goodness. Good evening, Canada. River State is a Christian state and we all no want any apology. Christianity is our tradition. We're born into Christianity. Even Asar himself was born a Christian before he converted because of his interests. I am in support of the son of our leader, the executive governor of our dear River State. I am Great Sylvester. All right then. Okay, too many messages. I think I've run out of breath. I'm going to take... do I even have time for calls? Okay, I'm going to read this one. Okay, so this one says, good evening. Canada, where's that portion of the Constitution and Asari Dokubo when some parts of the country is operating Sharia law and court? Actually, go check your Constitution. Sharia law is there. You say, I know you brought up this topic because you know how some of our people are so shy to defend their faith and the truth. The former and present governor are 100% correct and nobody should expect any atom of apology. We are wise, though. A premier in Port Harcourt. Like I said, go check your Constitution, Premier. I'm not going to drag Sharia and customary code with you. You can go read. The Constitution is there for everybody to read. I read it, so you can read it as well. It's not about, like I said, I'm a Christian, so I'm not here to, dabble into it. But I'm asking, what's your tolerance? And you're showing me you're not tolerant enough. You're not tolerant enough. You can't even have the conversation, Premier, without being emotional about it. Now, it's out of place for a governor to make such a statement. However, there is no any proof to your claim that Muslims are more than Christians in Nigeria. Prince Adenigan Ebu from on there. Like I said, go Google it. I'm not the one who wrote it. Why are you attacking me? I didn't write it. I only read it. Yeah? All right, so a commercial break coming up, and I guess after that, the major news. And after the major news, we'll continue all the conversations we've had on the show for today. Remember, I am Kalada Karuba. I am Kalada Karubatabo, and you can follow me on social media, Kalada, TheKalada. Conversations continue. Just stay tuned.